Hey, what is up everybody? I am back with another video, and guys, this one's going to be a new style of video on this channel. Now, although this is not new on YouTube, as you'll find a lot of videos like this, however, I put a different twist on it, as all the videos on this kind of idea are in relation to the best player of this year. So I put a pretty basic twist. So instead of the best player from like the present year or whatever, I'll just do all time. So here we go. Today, I'll be going over the best player on every NFL team in their history. I don't want to make this video 20 minutes long, as I feel that defeats the whole purpose of this kind of video. I mean, I hope it doesn't even reach 10 minutes, but I don't know. Well, guess we'll have to see. So for the layout of this video, I will say the team name by alphabetical order, say the player, and give literally a tiny, small, minuscule description of the player, and then we move on. Now, a few of these player choices are pretty obvious for some teams and less obvious for others, but just note that this is my opinion for every pick I make, so there you go. Also, if you happen to like this style of video, then of course you all know what to do, so let's go. Also, I am not the first to come up with this idea, as it was already done by another creator called King of Tens. I did make a lot of similar picks to his video, but enough of our final picks are different to make our list pretty different. So here we go. Chicago Bears. There was a lot of good players to choose from, but the obvious choice was Walter Payton, one of the best rushers of all time and the best offensive player in Bears history, with over 16,000 rushing yards along with 9 Pro Bowls and 5 All-Pros and an MVP. He was the perfect choice. Cincinnati Bengals. Anthony Munoz. This generational talent played at the tackle position and racked up 11 Pro Bowls and 9 All-Pros and is in the Hall of Fame. Munoz will probably hold this position for a while, as I don't see the Bengals producing another Hall of Famer anytime soon. Plus, he's an offensive lineman, so that's neat, I guess. Buffalo Bills. Bruce Smith, the all-time sack leader with 200, along with 11 Pro Bowls and 8 All-Pros, and a 2-time Defensive Player of the Year, was known as one of the best pass rushers during the mid-80s and the 90s. Denver Broncos. John Elway, the 9-time Pro Bowler and 1-time MVP, has led the Broncos to 5 Super Bowl appearances, making him the spearhead of the Broncos' regular season dominance. He is also a 2-time consecutive Super Bowl champion and is in the Hall of Fame. Cleveland Browns. This one was a little tough, but I decided with Jim Brown. The 3-time MVP was known as one of the best running backs in NFL history to even this day, and some people think even all time, but I really don't know about that. Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Derrick Brooks, a pretty underrated player overall. The 11-time Pro Bowler and the 2002 Defensive Player of the Year is, in my opinion, the best coverage outside linebacker to ever don a jersey. He was just that good. Arizona Cardinals. This one's pretty obvious, and that is Larry Fitzgerald. The future Hall of Famer is a top 5 in total receiving yards and top 10 in receiving touchdowns, and has almost 1,400 catches along with 11 Pro Bowls. Is very impressive to say the least. Too bad he couldn't win the Super Bowl. Los Angeles Chargers. Kellen Winslow, a revolutionary tight end and is known as the best tight end of all time. I say he is the best because he changed the whole position, and I saw no other Charger to do that in my opinion. Kansas City Chiefs. Derrick Thomas, known as the best pass rusher of the 90s, he managed to get the Defensive Player of the Year as a rookie. He racked up 9 Pro Bowls and a record 20 sack season in 1990, which does not get beat until 11 years later. Rest in peace. Indianapolis Colts. Peyton Manning. This one is obvious. I mean, come on. Dallas Cowboys. Emmitt Smith, the current all-time rusher for both rushing yards and touchdowns. Smith, I would say, was the best of the legendary triplets, with just 8 Pro Bowls and 4 All-Pros, 1-time MVP, and 3-time Super Bowl champion. He is deserving of this spot. Miami Dolphins. Dan Marino, the Hall of Famer, racked up 9 Pro Bowls and 3 All-Pros, along with a 1984 NFL MVP and the 1990 Offensive Player of the Year, and is known to be one of the best passers of all time. Philadelphia Eagles. Reggie White, better known as the Minister of Defense, the 13-time Pro Bowl and the 8-time All-Pro, and a 2-time Defensive Player of the Year. He is known to be one, if not the best pass rusher in NFL history. No real Eagles player can stack up to this. Atlanta Falcons. Deion Sanders is the best cornerback of all time. Enough said. San Francisco 49ers. Jerry Rice, the GOAT of all receivers. That's all that needs to be said. Let's move on. New York Giants. Lawrence Taylor, best defensive player, absolutely no argument there. Jacksonville Jaguars. Tony Boselli, a tackle who was a 5-time Pro Bowl and a 3-time All-Pro, a legendary player that retired very early in his career, and that might keep him out of the Hall of Fame, but he is currently the best Jacksonville has to offer. New York Jets. Darrelle Revis, one of the best man corners to ever play in the NFL. His legendary 2009 season says this, along with the 7 Pro Bowls and 4 All-Pros. Detroit Lions. This one was a pretty hard decision between 2 players, but I went with Barry Sanders. Not much to say, only that he's the best running back to ever don a jersey. Let's move on. Green Bay Packers. Aaron Rodgers. I don't care what you all say, the best throw of the football period. Let's keep it moving. Carolina Panthers. Steve Smith Sr., with over 1,000 catches and 14,000 receiving yards, along Along with 5 Pro Bowls and 2 All-Pro selections, he was a big part of Carolina's success in the early 2000s. New England Patriots. Do we really need to go over this one? Come on now, we all know the answer to that. Oakland Raiders. It was close, but Marcus Allen. I thought he would be the best. Racking up 6 Pro Bowls and 2 All-Pro selections and an MVP, he was crucial to the ground game success for the team during the 80s. Los Angeles Rams. There were a lot of good choices, but I went with Eric Dickerson. The Hall of Famer managed to have the best rushing season by any running back in 1984, and even got close to 2,000 yards as a rookie, which is insane. He made 6 Pro Bowls and 5 All-Pro selections. Baltimore Ravens. Ray Lewis, otherwise known as the best middle linebacker to ever play in the NFL in many people's opinion, and I would not blame them. I mean, he is a 2-time Super Bowl champion, a 13-time Pro Bowler, and had 7 All-Pro selections, and was a 2000 and 2003 Defensive Player of the Year. Just amazing. Washington Redskins. Darrelle Green, the ageless wonder, was considered not only the best cornerback in NFL history, but he's considered the fastest player in NFL history. He is a 2-time Super Bowl champ, along with racking up 7 Pro Bowls and 1 All-Pro selection. New Orleans Saints. This one was a pretty easy pick, and I don't need to explain this. Seattle Seahawks. Russell Wilson. This one is a little controversial because of his career is not over yet, but he already has proven enough. As his current 8 years of play, he has made 6 Pro Bowls, and he is known as the best scrambler in NFL history. Pittsburgh Steelers. Joe Green. This Hall of Famer and 10-time Pro Bowler and 4 All-Pro selections is considered the best defensive tackle of all time, that along with 3 Defensive Player of the Years. He was a key piece of the Steel Curtain defense. Houston Texans. J.J. Watt. One of the best modern generation pass rushers in his time. He was a 3-time Defensive Player of the Year, along with 5 Pro Bowls and All-Pro selections. This future Hall of Famer will probably go down as the best Texans pass rusher for a very long time. Tennessee Titans. Bruce Matthews. Now, I know he spent most of his career with the Oilers, and technically the Oilers were just a preset for the Titans. And Matthews did play for the actual Tennessee Titans from 1999 to 2001 and made their Pro Bowl each year. So I made it count. Matthews is the best lineman in NFL history because he managed to play every single position of the offensive line, and he did good at every single spot. Matthews is a 14-time Pro Bowler and has 7 All-Pro selections. An all generational talent, right everybody? And finally, the Minnesota Vikings. This one was the most difficult to decide, but I will give the slightest edge to Randy Moss. The most talented wide receiver ever, managed to get Offensive Player of the Year as a rookie in 1998. Made 6 Pro Bowls and 4 All-Pro selections. Moss is still considered to this day to be the greatest jump ball receiver ever, and has the best hands as well. He also broke the single season record for receiving touchdowns in 2007 with 23. And yes, everybody, he is in the Hall of Fame. Well, there you go. That was all 32 teams, and managed to name the best player from each one. Well, in my opinion mostly, but what do you think? Were these selections right, or we have gone with something different? And did I happen to get your team right with this one? Comment that all down below. If you happen to like this video, consider leaving a like rating. And if you happen to be new to the channel, then consider hitting that subscribe button down below, as it helps out the channel and whatnot. So I will see you all next time. Peace out and have a good day.